When you picture the Netherlands, what comes to mind? Chances are, it's one city, majestic canal houses, endless bike lanes, a vibrant history, but to only see Amsterdam, it's like listening to the first track of a brilliant album and then turning it off. You've heard something great, but you've totally missed the masterpiece. So, today, we're embarking on a grand tour of 10 unforgettable destinations that reveal the soul of the Netherlands. We'll journey from fields of impossible color and fairy tale castles to serene islands and cities of breathtaking innovation. This is the Netherlands with Amsterdam and beyond. Number 10. Muiden Muiderslot Castle. Just a short journey east of Amsterdam lies the charming town of Muiden, where the Vecht River flows serenely into the IJmeer. At the water's edge, rising dramatically from a wide moat, stands Muiderslot, one of the oldest and most enchanting castles in the Netherlands. Built around the year 1285 by Count Floris V, this medieval stronghold is more than a historic site, it's a fully immersive time capsule. As you cross the wooden drawbridge, you're transported to an age of knights and nobles. Inside, the rooms are filled with period furniture, suits of armor, and interactive exhibits that bring centuries of Dutch history to life. Climb the towers for sweeping views or wander through the formal gardens and fragrant herb patches that once served the castle kitchen. Beyond the castle walls, Muiden itself charms with a postcard-perfect harbor. Watch sailboats drift by as you enjoy a coffee in one of the waterfront cafes. The town's relaxed pace and historic atmosphere make it a hidden gem, ideal for a quiet afternoon steeped in storybook ambience. Muiden and Muiderslot are not just a step back in time, they're a fairy tale written in stone and water. Number 9. Bourtange Naarden. Hidden in the quiet corners of the Dutch countryside are two towns that look like they've leapt straight off an old general's battle map. Fort Bourtange, near the German border, is a perfectly preserved, star-shaped fortress from the 16th century. It was built during the 80 Years' War to control the only road through the surrounding marshes, a masterpiece of geometric military design. Its moats, drawbridges, and symmetrical layout are best viewed from above, but wandering its cobbled lanes is just as magical. You'll discover historical reenactments, antique cannons, and charming, red-shuttered buildings housing museums and cafes. Naarden, just outside Amsterdam, is another star-shaped fortress city, but with a different heartbeat. While Bourtange is quaint and pastoral, Naarden pulses with a quieter urban elegance. Its fortified walls are massive, designed like a snowflake with 6 bastions surrounded by double moats, a masterpiece of Dutch military architecture. Visit the Grote Kerk, where Jan Amos Comenius is buried, or walk the symmetrical streets filled with galleries, boutique shops, and cozy cafes. From the ramparts, the view of the bastions dipping into the water feels almost surreal. These are places where history isn't just told, it's walked, touched, and lived. Number 8. Texel Island. Time to leave the mainland behind and set sail for Texel, the largest of the Dutch Wadden Islands that offers a wild, wind-swept escape into nature. Just getting here on the short ferry ride is part of the adventure. Texel is a nature lover's paradise. With sandy beaches, sheep-dotted meadows, and sleepy villages, this island is a sanctuary for both wildlife and the soul. It's home to nature reserves like De Slufte, a unique salt marsh that floods at high tide, creating a haven for all kinds of birds. Climb the Red Lighthouse at Ireland for panoramic views or take a boat tour to spot seals lounging in the shallows. At the southern tip of Texel lies Den Hoorn, a timeless village wrapped in silence and sea air. Its whitewashed church, standing alone against the skyline, has guided sailors for centuries with its solitary spire. Stroll through Den Hoorn's narrow lanes and you'll find thatched roof cottages, art galleries tucked into old barns, and flower fields that roll gently toward the horizon. It feels like a place paused in time, where every gust of wind carries stories of the island's maritime past. Whether you're cycling the winding paths, tasting local lamb, or sipping beer at a beach cafe, Texel invites you to breathe deeply and let go. Number 7. Utrecht. While tourists crowd the canals in Amsterdam, those in the know head to Utrecht for an experience that's just as beautiful but way more relaxed. It feels like a secret whispered between bricks and water. Utrecht is a stunning medieval old town, but its canals, that dates back to the 13th century, are one of a kind. They have a unique two-tiered design, with wharves and cellars right at water level that now house buzzing cafes, shops, and restaurants. For the best view in town, you must climb the tallest church tower in the Netherlands, the Dom Tower, all 112 meters of it. Hidden in Utrecht's western suburbs lies a fascinating surprise, Castellum Hogwoord, a Roman fortress reborn with a modern twist. From the sky, its layout forms a puzzle-like shape, complete with ramparts, moats, and symmetrical design. Also, you can visit Kasteel de Haar, the grandest and most opulent castle in the Netherlands, rising from its moat with turrets, drawbridges, and gargoyles like a fairy tale fortress reborn. But the true enchantment unfolds outside in the castle's 55-hectare park and gardens. Season after season, the gardens shift in mood. In spring and summer, they bloom gloriously, fragrant, vibrant, regal. In autumn, the park glows golden. In winter, silence and snow cloak its fairy tale magic. As a major university town, Utrecht has a youthful population and vibrant culture. It mixes serenity and spirit effortlessly. It's a place where time flows gently, and every step leads to quiet wonder. Number 6. The Hague Scheveningen. Next, we're off to the seat of power, The Hague. Now, it's not the capital, but it is the heart of Dutch politics. As the seat of the Dutch government and royal family, this is a city of elegance and international gravitas. Yet it wears its prestige lightly, blending Gothic parliament buildings with seaside flair. With its majestic neo-Renaissance architecture and manicured gardens, the Peace Palace is not only home to the International Court of Justice, but also a powerful symbol of humanity's enduring hope for global harmony. The Peace Palace stands as a symbol of international justice, while the Madurodam Miniature Park delights visitors of all ages. Then, as if the city tires of being so composed, just a short tram ride away, the vibe completely changes. You'll find yourself at Scheveningen Beach, where a lively pier, a sprawling boardwalk, and the brisk North Sea wind offer the perfect coastal escape. Ride the Ferris wheel on the pier or visit sea life with the kids. It's a world away from courtrooms and embassies, yet just minutes apart. In The Hague, the past and the present, the regal and the relaxed, walk hand in hand, making every corner of the city a delightful contradiction worth exploring. Number 5. Rotterdam. After being devastated in World War II, Rotterdam didn't just rebuild, it reinvented itself as a playground for bold, modern architecture. The result is a city that feels like an open-air museum of innovation. You arrive at Rotterdam Centraal, a sleek, angular marvel, and you know you're not in a typical Dutch city. Turn the corner and futuristic wonders await. The cube houses, bright yellow tilted cubes perched like treehouses from another planet. Just nearby, the Marktthal rises like a glowing horseshoe, its massive arch sheltering an indoor food market painted with a ceiling mural of surreal fruits and butterflies. Climb the Euromast for panoramic views that stretch to the North Sea. As you cross the striking Willemsbrug, painted in bold crimson red, you feel the pulse of Rotterdam flowing beneath you. And speaking of bridges, Rotterdam is home to another famous one, nicknamed the Swan, for its graceful, asymmetrical pylon. The Erasmus Bridge is Rotterdam's most iconic silhouette, a sleek, modern marvel that seems to leap across the Nieuwe Maas River. But Rotterdam's soul isn't just steel and glass, it's found in its harbour tours, floating forest, street murals, and lively neighbourhoods, where old-world charm quietly persists. In Rotterdam, the future isn't just imagined, it's built, bold, and ready to be explored. Number 4. Giethoorn. Hidden in the green heart of the Overijssel province lies Giethoorn, a village so enchanting, it feels like it slipped from the pages of a storybook. Here, roads are traded for canals, and instead of cars, people glide silently in whisper boats beneath wooden arch bridges. It's a place where time slows, ducks lead the morning commute, and thatched roof cottages bloom with flowers in the warmer months. Begin your visit with a boat ride through the peaceful waterways, passing centuries-old farmhouses reflected perfectly in the glassy water. Rent a punt, hop into a guided tour, or try a kayak if you're feeling adventurous. There's no better way to experience the village's rhythm. Stroll the charming footpaths that connect the canal homes and discover the beautiful museums, where you can step into the daily life of a 19th century peat farmer, or you can be dazzled with gemstones and minerals from around the world, adding an unexpected sparkle to this quaint village. That small island you see on the lake near Giethoorn, it's a favorite resting point for nature lovers, with benches and grassy patches perfect for a slow picnic under open skies. With its serene beauty and timeless spirit, Giethoorn is a dream gently floating on water. Number 3. Keukenhof Lisse. Our story takes us somewhere that feels like it's been pulled from a painting. Every spring, from late March to mid-May, a corner of the Netherlands just explodes into a spectacle of color so vibrant it barely seems real. Lisse becomes the world's most colorful carpet, thanks to the blooming brilliance of Keukenhof Gardens, nicknamed the Garden of Europe. For just 8 weeks a year, over 7 million tulips, hyacinths, and daffodils burst into bloom across 32 hectares of jaw-dropping gardens. Walking through Keukenhof is like stepping inside an impressionist masterpiece, but the magic doesn't stop at the park gates. The whole region of Lisse is a patchwork quilt of flower fields stretching to the horizon. The best way to see it? Grab a bike and just get lost in a world of color and fragrance. Scattered among the blooming fields, old windmills turn slowly in the breeze, standing watch over tranquil canals that weave like silver threads through the endless waves of color. Visit the Museum de Zwarte Tulp to understand the deep history of bulb cultivation, or take a boat ride through narrow canals cutting through the blossoms. This region is the Netherlands at its most poetic, fleeting, fragrant, and utterly unforgettable. Number 2. Kinderdijk Zaanse Schans. To understand the soul of the Netherlands, you must stand beside its windmills, and nowhere do they stand prouder than in Kinderdijk Zaanse Schans. This incredible feat of engineering, Kinderdijk, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason. It's a powerful formation of 19 windmills standing guard over the landscape. They were built as part of a complex water management system in a centuries-long battle against the sea. You can go inside the museum mills to see how the Miller families lived. Take a boat tour through the canals, or you can choose walking or cycling along the dikes that offer iconic scenery. Meanwhile, Zaanse Schans near Amsterdam is a living 18th and 19th century village museum. Iconic green wooden houses line the water, but the real stars of the show are the majestic windmills, their sails turning gracefully in the breeze. Time slows here. You might stumble into a workshop where you can watch craftsmen work their magic and see a block of wood get transformed into a classic clog. Visit a cheese farm to see how that famous Dutch gold is made, or find yourself feeding goats by the river. These two destinations, together, spin the classic Dutch tale of ingenuity, craftsmanship, and harmony with nature. Number 1. Amsterdam. The moment you arrive in Amsterdam, it feels like you've stepped into a painting, one where the brushstrokes flow with water, and the colors shift with every passing boat. The canals, like ribbons of time, wind through the city, mirroring 17th century gabled houses that lean ever so slightly, as if bowing to history. Begin your journey at Museumplein, the cultural heart of the city, where the Rijksmuseum guards Dutch masterpieces. Rembrandt's Night Watch seeming almost to breathe in the dim gallery light. Venture into the Jordaan district for cozy cafes, flower markets, and boutiques, or glide by boat through the golden hour on the Herengracht, watching the city light up like a constellation on water. In the Amsterdamse Bos, you can find the Cherry Blossom Park, where 400 cherry trees, donated by the Japanese Women's Club in 2000, found a home, and where each tree has its own name. into the heart of Amsterdam. The Nemo Science Museum is impossible to miss. Its bold green hull rising above the harbor, drawing curious minds like a beacon. You're encouraged to build bridges, create chain reactions, conduct chemistry experiments, and even make clouds indoors. Amsterdam Centraal Station is more than just a place to catch a train. It's the grand gateway to the city's soul. Behind the historic facade beats a modern transport hub. Trams, metros, buses, and ferries swirl in constant rhythm, connecting travelers to every corner of the Netherlands and beyond. In Amsterdam, every canal reflects a memory, every narrow house tells a tale, and as you drift through its timeless charm, you realize this city doesn't just welcome you, it stays with you. And before we end our journey, here's a fun fact. Alkmaar, a charming city just north of Amsterdam, holds the proud title of being the only Dutch city never conquered, not even during the siege of 1573, when it became the first victory in the 80 Years' War. From Amsterdam's vibrant canals to Texel's windswept dunes, the Netherlands is a place where old-world charm and modern wonder dance in perfect step. But just beyond its eastern border lies another treasure trove waiting to be explored. In our next adventure, we cross into Germany, a land of fairy tale castles, forested mountains, romantic rivers, and historic cities brimming with stories. So, if you've enjoyed windmills, flowers, and fortress towns, get ready for half-timbered villages, medieval walls, and alpine views. Join us in our next video. Germany Travel 10 Best Places to Visit, and let's continue the journey together, one unforgettable place at a time.